Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, can you subscribe? If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back to support your baby girl. So it's episode 11 of the Pepper Dem Gang reunion show. Okay, so today's episode featured Messi, Eke Tacha Akide. And of course, the discussion was centered on their fights in the house. And during the beginning of the show, there was a recap of their epic fight. If you watched BBNAIJA season 4, you would definitely know that Tacha and Messi got into a bit of a back and forth. It turned into a fight, and then Tacha ended up being disqualified because of that particular fight. Okay, so Ebuka asked Tacha what exactly happened that day, especially in her head, for that to happen. So Tacha said she knew that on that day she actually was in the bathroom with Messi and had actually congratulated Messi for being immune to eviction and all, and qualifying and everything. But when they came to the lounge, Messi was a bit late in coming into the lounge. She had delayed, so she really doesn't know what Cindy told Messi. But Cindy told Messi something. Cindy came back to tell her something. So there's a bit of a clash, and if you watched it, you know what happened next. So Ebuka stated that for a long time, nothing had really ever happened between the two of them, because he knew that they had respected each other's space and they did not need to clash. So why did that, one incident get so heated? Because honestly, if you watch Big Brother, there were so many fights in the house, but it was like just this particular one was just too heated. And Ebuka said that he felt like it was like there was something boiling. There was already something boiling, and then Tacha just needed that trigger to start, the whole fight. So Tacha said that being in a confined space for that long, it was like one was kind of losing their mind and also excited about the finale. And she was also up for evicting. So at that point, she was under a lot of pressure. She said she did not know what Cindy exactly said to Messi and how she said it, but they were waiting to be out of the house to even chill together. And Messi said yes. She had even told Tacha to leave Port Harcourt and come to Lagos, because Lagos was popping. So Ebuka said, did it mean that the tension people thought was not there, and that they were both cool? And Messi and Tacha both responded and said yes, even in the house there was not much of a tension, and that they were okay. So Ebuka went on to say the fight happened. Unfortunately, things went as it went, and a lot of viewers thought it had finally scattered. But also after the show ended, everybody wanted to see what was going to happen between the two parties, especially when they both met. But also we realized that they both met at multi-choice, and if I quite remember, I even posted about it. It was all smiles, selfies, videos. Everybody was happy around everybody, especially Messi and Tacha. And Ebuka asked what happened, because he felt after that video and everybody looking all excited, he thought everything was okay. So Messi said nothing happened, and she felt like Tacha was a busy person, and Messi was equally busy and chasing their careers. So Ebuka said it was obvious there was bad blood amongst them, and he wanted to understand how it all degenerated to a point where he sees subs flying on Twitter, he sees things being said and retweets happening, and also animosity, because the last time he saw them was at multi-choice, and everybody seemed to be cool, like they were all taking pictures, selfies, and smiling together. So Ebuka asked how it got to that point. So Tacha said, she said on Twitter, when women gather together, failure is impossible. They can all be queens. And she felt Messi understood that. So Messi interrupted and said Tacha was a nice person, no doubt about that. But then Messi believes in doing what she preaches. So she says that if Tacha was her friend, Tacha would never throw shade at Messi. Especially on Twitter. She would never sub Tacha. If Messi felt Tacha was her friend, she would not like any post that was shading Tacha. But in real life, they were cool. But on social media, Tacha was a whole different person. Messi said it might be good for Tacha's brand, it might be good for getting the money, but if she does something to her, she felt like being a friend to her, you cannot, like, if I'm going to use a different way, you cannot stoop so low as to tarnish my image on social media and then see me in public and then go like, yeah, we're cool, we're good, let's go talking. So Mercy said in real life they were cool, but on social media Tacha did the most. So Ebuka asked Mercy what she meant by Tacha doing the most. And Mercy said Tacha was always throwing shade at her and liking vile messages or tweets about her, but she usually tries to ignore just to keep her sanity. Mercy said she and Tacha actually talk on phone. I was actually shocked to hear that. I didn't even know they had a relationship like that. So she said they actually talk on phone, and Ebuka was actually also surprised about that. But of course, the fans didn't know this. Mercy said she also wished Tacha a happy birthday and got a message of someone saying that, sorry, this is not Tacha, blah blah blah, this is her personal assistant, and Tacha was still around. And Mercy said Tacha never returned her call, which was fine. But aside that, they were cool in real life, but on social media, she is not cool with Tacha's social media lifestyle. Mercy said if she was cool with someone, she would never sub the person on social media. Never. So Ebuka now asked Tacha if Mercy was right, and Tacha said, nope, Mercy was wrong, because she spoke to Don Jazzy and he had asked that they become cool because they work for the same brand. She said Don Jazzy asked her to like Mercy's pictures, put a comment, and even follow Mercy. So Tacha said she decided to listen to Don Jazzy's advice, and one day decided to, follow Mercy. But when she decided to follow Mercy, she realized that Mercy had blocked her. So Ebuka asked Mercy when she noticed the social media issue, and Mercy said since they left the house, and that's how it has always been. Tacha had always been, shading her, and Mercy felt she and Tacha should work on their relationship outside the social media first. So Mercy now spoke about their royal hair deal, which both of them were ambassadors for. And Mercy said she didn't know if it was a strategy, but she would not allow a brand to use her against the next person, especially they being women. She said that they had both been endorsed, and Mercy was endorsed first before Tacha. But then when Tacha was endorsed, her caption was same deal, bigger bag. So Mercy went on to ask Tacha if that was a shade or not. But Tacha replied by saying she was going to let Mercy finish talking before commenting. So Mercy said she didn't remember most of the subs, but all Tacha's tweets about Mercy were subs, and Tacha still wanted them to be cool on social media and act like they were friends when Tacha was giving her another vibe. So Mercy said they could work on their relationship and do great things, but she felt they had to keep that same energy in real life, and on social media they could not be two different people. All Mercy was trying to say that if in real life they can pick a phone and call each other and talk to each other, why then do they come on social media and there's subs flying around? So she said there was this time that she even ranted on social media and was venting and all. After she did that, she said Tacha even called her to tell her that she understands where she's coming from, and that even it gets to her and all that. So to her, it kind of hurt her when they were cool, and then on social media they were not cool. So Mercy said, how will she be subbing her and all? And next thing, people will see that they are together. Mercy felt she would look very stupid. So Mercy said she had receipts of all Tacha's subs because she always screen munches them. So Tacha said her social media was handled by her publicist till now, and they were keen on her changing the narrative since she left the house, so that it wouldn't be the Tacha we knew from the house. So Tacha went on to say that it would be great if Mercy could show her the receipts, because Natasha Akide, simply Tacha the brand, has never thrown a shade at Mercy. Ebuka said, but Tacha liked comments and shades thrown at Mercy, which was what Mercy was saying. And Tacha responded by saying that she had never done that, and she could say that 101% because she doesn't handle her social media. So Ebuka now asked how the blocking happened. Messi said she was one person that could not hide her feelings. Instead of seeing shades and comments that would hurt her, she would rather just block you and move on. So she decided she would just block Tacha and move on, so that she doesn't see the things that Tacha posts, especially the saps about her. So Ebuka now asked Messi if she was still insisting she saw shades, even though Tacha said she never shaded her or she was not the one handling her page. Then Messi said, okay, well, maybe it was not intentional that she was trying to sub her, or maybe Messi misunderstood her, but she has seen a lot and had just decided to block her to move on with her life and just, be sane, because she felt like life was just easy and that the sky was big enough for all of them to exist. And she said she didn't want to fight Tacha, and said she actually liked Tacha a lot, and she felt that Tacha was doing very well as well outside the house, and even all the other girls on the Pepper Dem were also doing good. None of them were begging for food, and then why then come online and also come and fight, and then for what reason? So for her, it didn't sit well with her. So Ebuka now asked about a call from Ubi. If you know Ubi Franklin, I want to post something about Ubi Franklin interviewing Messi, where he, it was very controversial, where he mentioned Tacha's name about something, and then Tacha went on live. If you follow my channel, you realize that I posted that video. So Ebuka asked about the phone call, and Messi said Ubi called them, she and Tacha. And she narrated that incident where Ubi mentioned Tacha in her live session, which she felt was not cool, because she told Ubi she actually liked Tacha and didn't like what was going on. So Ubi said, okay, they should all come together and do something. So Messi mentioned Tacha quoting her tweet, and Messi ignored, but she doesn't know whether she did the right thing or not. She said they had got a deal, Jackie and Tacha, and Messi was unveiled first, followed by Jackie, then Tacha, and that's the same week Ubi called her for she and Tacha to do something together. So she said she also called a friend to also find out from the friend what Ubi had told her, and the advice her friend told her was that not to be too sure about Ubi Franklin, so Messi should keep her eyes open and put one leg in and one leg out. So after some days of she being unveiled as an ambassador to that particular brand, I think was Patricia, Tacha was also unveiled. And then Tacha went under Messi's tweet to quote, to talk about women's empowerment. So Messi says she felt Tacha should have done that on Jackie's unveiling, since it was close to Tacha's own. Because I think after Jackie was unveiled, the next day Tacha was also unveiled, and she felt like since they were empowering each other, she knew Jackie and Tacha were not cool. So she felt if Tacha was preaching about empowerment, it would have just been nice to have seen that she had also quoted something on Jackie's tweet, and that would have made her feel more comfortable, because she felt like they wanted to use her or something and she wasn't for it. So Ebuka now said it felt like there had been a lot of miscommunication or decision not to communicate, and things boiling over and becoming an issue. So Ebuka asked both of them if it was possible their fans, which was the Mercenaries and Titans, to have gotten into their heads, made them feel a bit too powerful. Because Ebuka says sometimes he finds out that most times a lot of the housemates were fine, but the fans sort of had perceptions of what was going on. And then Messi says she felt their fans loved them so much that everything they did, the fans didn't care but supported them, and that's it. She went on to say if she and Tacha could one day say they were both friends, their fans would chill, and she thinks peace will reign. So Tacha said she loved the fact that Messi said that, and said, what about going on live? So she said that would have been a whole new level and letting the fans know they were cool. So Tacha said she had actually suggested that, because when everybody talks about Pepper Dem, definitely the name Tacha and Messi always came up. And I think she was right about that. Every time you talk about Pepper Dem season, definitely you talk about Messi and Tacha and they fighting and everything. And also Tacha said she felt because people don't see them together, they would definitely think there was a problem even when there was no problem. And she said she has suggested them going on live so that whatever anybody felt would have just been squashed. So that was why she had quoted Messi's tweet and felt it was a good idea and everybody would get to know that they were cool. But after she did that, Messi posted a very nice picture of herself, I think 2 hours after, with the caption, if clout was a person. So Messi asked Tacha if she felt she could reconcile outside the cameras and no third parties, and that she would really feel Tacha meant all she was saying and not doing it because of the cameras around, because that was her problem with Tacha. So basically Messi was trying to say that her major problem with Tacha was that she kind of she was a social media person, or Tacha is a social media person, so she kind of felt like sometimes Tacha was acting for the cameras of social media. So Messi would wish that they actually had a real face-to-face, real one-on-one conversation or talk where they can actually get to know each other better and squash this whole beef. She said she didn't want them acting for social media or for the cameras, but wanted a real life reconciliation and settlement, just the two of them, because they were going to talk and definitely their real feelings were going to come out, because she didn't want the fact that 1 minute they're on social media talking and then the next minute there'll be shades being thrown at her all over the place. So Tacha then asked Messi that when she told Ubi to call her, was there a camera in front of them? But Messi said no, there was no camera, but she found out that they had recorded the conversation. And Tacha confirmed that yes, she actually recorded the conversation as proof. So Messi asked why she would record the conversation and said that was why she felt she was being cheated. Because what if they decided to edit the recording and not she not having any proof to back up whatever they did or recorded? So Messi asked if they could have a one-on-one sit down without camera, and said imagine having a conversation with her and Ubi and she finding out from someone else that she had been recorded. Where was the trust? Tacha then said just like Messi said she was screenshotting her subs, she also recorded the conversation as proof and wanted to even go live and play the recording when Messi posted the picture saying if clout was a person, to let people know they had had a previous conversation before she had actually went on Messi's quote to write under Messi's quote. But Messi, however, said she still felt they had to work on their relationship outside social media, and said Tacha should not have quoted her tweet because Ubi was supposed to come back to her with the way forward based on their conversation. And the next thing she saw, Tacha was quoting her tweet, and she felt Tacha was now trying to act like Tacha was the bigger person, and she didn't know Messi didn't want to resolve things, but she actually is the one that actually wants a real life relationship and not a social media relationship. So she felt like they really needed to settle this out of social media. So Tacha asked Messi if she had suggested this whilst they were having the conversation, and Messi said honestly she was waiting for Ubi to come back to talk to her for the next thing that they were supposed to do, but she waited and never got a response until she was surprised to see Tacha write or quote her tweet, and she was wondering if she was supposed to smile and say hey yes. She just didn't know what to do, so she just ignored it. And also she said at that very same time she had heard that their conversation had been recorded, and Tacha said yes, she did record it just in case anything went wrong online and she got bashed. She would just play so people know she spoke to Messi. So Ebuka now said from hearing them talk, it now looked like they both were at a place that they wanted to talk to each other. But of course Messi had her conditions of no cameras for a real conversation, for a heart-to-heart convo without any social media or cameras. And Messi said yes, because she felt after they get into a good place it would gravitate to social media and it wouldn't look fake and it would be very organic. So Ebuka asked Tacha if she was open to it, and Tacha said yes, she was definitely open for a real live conversation without the camera, because if she wanted to go live with Mercy, why not? She would definitely want to have a conversation with her. So Tacha said she had gone through a lot of things in her life and felt like everything that happens in her life was God's plan. So Ebuka said he felt they had an open and transparent conversation, and to him it might have actually have been the longest conversation they've ever had since they had their fight, and that even though there was still room for more, resolving, he felt that there was hope for some peace. Tacha asked Mercy to actually unblock her, and Mercy said she shouldn't worry, they were going to have a talk after the show. Honestly, I don't know what to say about this episode, but I think I like the fact that both girls spoke. I like the fact that it was cordial. I like the fact that both of them said what they had to say. I'm not going to go into details and say that this person was right, this person was wrong. Personally, I feel like we are all flawed. We all have our issues. Tacha has her issues. Mercy has her issues. But it would be nice to actually see the two of them squash things and just let it go. Because, yes, like, it's happened. They should just move away from it, because yes, women should actually empower women, because we are all we've got. So my 2 cents today is, let's have each other's backs. And yes, even though we are all flawed, even though we all step on each other's toes, even though we all do things that we might not really appreciate sometimes, let's look past it and let's just be better for ourselves. And let's be real, sometimes you never know, talking about it, speaking about it, or letting people know how you feel about a certain situation changes a lot. Thank you so much for watching this and listening to me blab as usual. Till same time tomorrow, signing out. Good night.